What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Rishraff, and today we're going to be making a car dealership. Said it right this time. Now, I'm going to be inserting all the scripts into here. All the models will be in the description below, and I'm just going to be going how to configure everything in the system. So let's get right into the video. Okay, so when you load in, when you claim these models, you're going to go ahead and get the models here, and we're going to go and insert them. So the first thing I'm going to insert is leader stats. So excited to make this video, guys. I know you guys have been asking me so much for the past month, and I'm just like, I'm trying to get everything in order to make this. Sorry if you heard the buzzes in the back. I'm actually on a school Zoom call, but it's muted. Like, I muted every single thing, and like I'm just making the video while they're talking and learning, so that might be an issue later, but you gotta stick to the grind. Okay, so I'm just gonna make these, I'm just gonna insert these where these go. We have the vehicle spawner here. I'm gonna put the vehicle spawner here. Awesome. So for demonstration purposes, all of this stuff is for demonstration purposes, and what we're gonna do first is we're gonna go and insert this brick here, or part. We're gonna name it dealer giver. We're gonna go ahead and insert a click detector in that. Then when we do that, get the car dealer handler and put that as a child of the dealer giver, not a child of the click detector, but a child of the dealer giver part that we just did. And then you're gonna need one more script. It's gonna be the data store. Do apologize if you can hear actually the background noise, which could be my computer fans or the AC unit. Yeah, sorry about that. So the first thing I'm gonna do is show you guys how to configure a car, and then show you how it works along the way. So to configure a car, get your vehicle. I'm gonna go to the models page. I'm gonna pick a random car. I'm gonna pick the basic sedan. And as you can see, it's named Car in the Explorer. Nice. So when it's named Car in the Explorer, you guys can put this anywhere. I suggest putting it out of the way of your game, probably underneath the map. And we're just gonna cut this and paste it into the server stored. Awesome. So what the scripts do is they check the server storage. So you're gonna go ahead and insert a folder into the server storage named vehicles. Make sure the spelling is correct. Insert another folder named vehicle owners. Now this is very important. So let's just say I'm gonna be calling them groups, but you guys can name the dealerships teams, like police, fire department, anything like that in your game. And what we're gonna be doing is inserting another folder into here. Now each team or each type of dealership will have their own folder. So we're gonna name this group 1. And I'm gonna put car into group 1. Now that we have that, we're gonna go ahead and look at our buy vehicle and our handler script. This handler script just gives the player the UI. Now this local script will be enabled when the player gets it. Now I went ahead and set up a dealer name. So if I change this right here to like group 2, then it will go ahead and pull from group 2's folder. But notice we don't have a group 2, so it'll error. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do is group 1. Now you can have multiple of these dealer handlers. Just make sure everything is consistent. Now when we have group 1 here as the dealer name, everything here is fine. Now this does work with leader stats. I noticed that in the previous one it did not work with leader stats. This one does work with the leader stats. Saves your car even if the player leaves the game unexpectedly or crashes, the car save will remain. So without further ado, let's go ahead over to the replicated storage. We're gonna go ahead and insert a remote, or we're gonna go and insert an events folder. Got to keep everything organized here. It's the key to successful Roblox games. And we're gonna go ahead and insert a remote event. Go and call this event by vehicle. I think my teacher is talking to me on the Zoom call right now, but I am unable to answer. And we're gonna insert another remote event, and we're gonna name this spawn vehicle. Amazing, guys. I do apologize for any background noise. And we're gonna go ahead and insert another folder. Let's go ahead and name this functions. I believe I spelled that wrong. Awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and insert a remote function here. This will get the player's data. Get player data. Look at how I spelled that, guys. Lower camel case. Very important to stay consistent. Now, what we're gonna do now is we have the 4 scripts in the server script service, and we're gonna have to insert one more. So there's only a little bit of code writing here. I think I'll be able to post this model in the description. It's just a local script, and it's gonna be the player get player data script. This will answer the get player data call sent from the local script. So let me go back up here. It might be a little confusing at first, but it's okay. Once you guys know how to get one car in there and know which dealership is which and which group is what, and it's totally easy to add multiple. You can add like 60, 50, hundreds of cars in your game, and this can all support it. Now we have our group here, and it's gonna ask for us to invoke the server for get player data. So for get player data, let's just write functions equals game dot replicated storage wait for child functions. Good. Now we have the functions folder. This is the functions folder that we're going to be referring to. Get player data equals functions wait for child. We need to wait because the game initializes all these over the server and the client themselves. And we're going to say function get player data dot on server invoke. Make sure you guys copy the script exact. Say plr target. N should pop up. We're going to go local tab equals nil. For iv in pairs. Now be careful. G should automatically pop up. Global data do. Another if should come up. v.user id. It's a capital I lowercase d equal target dot user capital U capital I lowercase d. Then another end should have 3 ends right there. Tab equals v. Spelled target wrong. There you go. And drop down to this end and add return tab. This way, when you call it from this, we should get a return. So this is going to do a function for us right here. Then we should get it back here into tab. Now, let's go over how to add a vehicle. So obviously you're going to want to add your vehicle to the groups folder, to the kind of dealership folder. Also guys, a little side note, that the player can buy the same vehicle more than once, and everything is controlled like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the tables, and I just have some random vehicles here, random stuff. Now make sure to keep this consistent, everyone. So I can uncomment this. Each of these need to have a comma because it's a table. See, these have commas except for the last one. So the last one is not going to have a comma because it signifies the end. Now for this is the logo. These are some integers that you can also get at the same time. These are like, oh, this right here is the price though. This is the type. So notice how it says vehicles. That's awesome, but we're gonna go ahead and name it group 1. Because group 1, we have to keep everything consistent, everyone. So this is group 1, and in the local script, we have group 1. Make sure that the group number matches, or the group, or whatever. You guys can name this police department, fire department, paramedic, construction vans, not construction vans because that'd be weird. construction unit. Make sure it just stays consistent with its local script here in the Explorer. Make sure those match up. This price, we're gonna go and put the price at, let's just say 20, okay? So the price is 20. This, you guys can do is stuff like that, like, you know, like, not really sure, but like, stuff like that. This does not also have to be the same. I do apologize. That does not have to be the same, but it is good to keep it consistent. This can also be the description for your model, but I recommend keeping it the same because if you do get an error, that's probably why. So everything here is ready to go. Let's go ahead and double check what we have. We have the dealer giver. It's gonna give your player the GUI. When the player gets the GUI, the local script is gonna do its thing. Now, when we have this, it should pull from the tables. Right now we only have one vehicle. I'm actually gonna remove this image because I don't want to get like copyright for anything like that. So I'll just put like a random number or something. Hold on. So I put it like a random number. It probably will error the number. It doesn't really matter. That shouldn't affect it. It should still carry on with what's going on. But if it doesn't, then I can always change it back. And then what we're gonna do now, or actually I should make it all zeros, but it doesn't matter. And then what we're gonna do is when you buy the vehicle, confirm we're gonna buy the vehicle. It's gonna send it to the server through the event here, and it's gonna be the buy vehicle event. Now the buy vehicle event, you get the script, you guessed it, it's gonna buy the vehicle, it's gonna minus the money. This is where it's gonna minus the money, and this is where it gets interesting, ladies and gentlemen. This right here, player.leaderstats.money.value. Now in leader stats, I have money. Okay, everyone, so this is going to signify the currency. So if it's cash, make sure you keep it consistent. Capital C, cash, okay? So for this instance, I'm using money, capital M. If I go to get player, if I go to local script, I have to use, when it says local leader stats, you have to change this to cash or money or whatever you want. So I'm using money here. I know you're like, oh, well, we know that, keep it consistent. But there's a lot of people who don't understand. They just want to plug it in, change the leader stats name, and it doesn't work like that. So I recommend using Command F, which is find. And you see that there's two places where money contains right here. So just replace money with the correct capitalization with like capital C cash or funds or something, or points or something like that. So then you would replace all of where it says money, keep everything else, keep dot value and stuff right here. Keep all this. This is fine. It's just the name of it. And throughout all the scripts, if you want to change anything, then do that. But I recommend just trying it out with the capital M money before you even go anywhere else and try and change up stuff. Then when they buy the vehicle, they'll get a little prompt saying if they want to spawn it. Now it goes to the spawner. Wait a minute. We don't have a spawn point. So let's go ahead and make one. So we're gonna go ahead and insert a part here. I'm gonna go ahead and make it like so. I'm gonna turn the can collide off. You might want to make them transparent, but for this instance, so you can actually see what's going on, make sure you make it anchored, can collide off. Name this pad 1. Okay. Now what you're gonna want to do is insert a folder into the workspace. Car spawns, or folder, sorry about that. Rename it car spawns. Then inside of this folder, put the dealership name. I just use dealership name. So use, and this is what I mean. So notice how we used group 1. If it was group 2, we would still use group 2, but it's group 1, and this is the name of it. So what it does is whatever dealership name it will be, spawns it at the group of where the spawn locations are located. So we're gonna go and take pad 1. I'm gonna actually make it bigger so the vehicle can actually spawn. Spawns it right in the middle, and we're gonna put pad 1 into group 1. I don't know why I did that. And we're gonna go and paste it into group 1 into the workspace. Now that it's in here, if we want to create another pad, dupe this and name it pad 2. If you name it pad 1 again, it's gonna error because this is a great way to spawn protect. I don't know if you guys have played the games where your vehicle spawns in each other, and if people, this protects spam protection, everyone. So this way, if spawn 1 is busy, then it can go to pad 2. It can go to pad 3, it can go to pad anything else. You just have to put more spawns inside of your game. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, before we can get testing this, how this works is if you open up the vehicle spawner, we have to go to, this is the primary part right here. This is commented out because not everyone has the vehicles that I tested on for. So the pads, it's gonna find the pads, that's fine. It's gonna find the math for the pad number, and it's gonna check if it's available. And then what it's gonna do is actually new car, set primary part C frame. What the heck is that? You see this right here, the primary part, if you pull it from the toolbox, which I did, the primary part is drive. That means that it's like the actual center of the vehicle. When you add your own cars, they have to be models obviously, but the primary part has to be the center bottom or the center of the vehicle. This part will spawn where you want your where you want the car to spawn. Meaning, wherever this part is, it's gonna land on the spawn pad, and you guys can get this to trial and error. Sorry about that. Whoa. So now that we have the primary, if the primary part does not exist, then it's not gonna work. We're gonna go ahead and publish this. Okay guys, so I just published it, but you still can't test. You have to go to game settings. You have to go to options. Allow HTTP requests on. Enable studio access to API services such as data stores on. The first two are on. Now that we can communicate with Roblox's data store database, and we can save our vehicles. And what we can do before we test this bad boy out, we're gonna go ahead and go to settings, and we're gonna change it. So I just use A1. We're gonna put like key, like something like this, and version 3 or whatever. Now we can exit all this stuff out, and there you have it, everyone. Successfully created the data for my user ID, vehicles none, wallet. The wallet doesn't matter because you guys want it as leader stats. If you get a 403 HTTP forbidden error, go ahead and go to game settings and just turn it off and turn it back on for 403 and API requests for data stores. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and give me some moolah, some cha-ching, bling bling. We're gonna give me 500 bucks. Go ahead here. Obviously the image doesn't show because I put some random stuff. This is an int value. You can put the description as like 19 fuel or whatever. It cost me $20. Buy the car. We have purchased it. We go back here. We go to spawn. Now the car comes right here. We press R. Boom. Spawn at the spawn pad. That is what's up. That is what's up. Look what we just did right here. And you know what we can do? We can go back here and try it again. Look at the spawn pads. Press car. Boom. Spawned again. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm actually gonna leave the game, and I'm actually gonna play it again. So the database will automatically detect a leaving the game. Load data successful. We can go here. We can press spawn, and we can go and hit the gas on that. We can spawn our car, ladies and gentlemen. So this is how you add everything to it. If you guys want to add a vehicle to this, go ahead, and if you guys are using group 1, then go ahead, and I can't stress that enough because that's probably why it doesn't work if you change that. Go ahead and insert another vehicle into there. You guys can try it out yourselves, guys. So I just want to say thank you so much for even believing in me. And of course, you guys subscribed, you guys liked, you guys commented, and you guys are going to get it. That's all. I'm just going to deliver. I mean, I'm not trying to throw shade, but I don't see Alvin Blocks doing this. Alvin Blocks has been in the business, what, 3-4 years? He hasn't made something like this that you guys want. A car-saving dealership system? Come on, man. I mean, in my eyes, that's a dub. I mean, I'm just saying. But I would like to thank everybody, all my support, all my subscribers. Blow this video up, guys. Blow this video up. And if we can get it to about 50 likes, I'll drop another video, probably on car crash system or car fuel. If we can get this video, let's just say, to 100 likes, I'll drop car fuel system. That's right. I don't see no other YouTuber doing that. 100 likes and you get car fuel system. Let's blow this thing up.
Listen.